All right, everybody, let's start this layout tour from the west end of the layout. Over here at this end, we have the curved trestle for the upper level, and on the lower level, we have the tunnel outlet. The dimensions of this layout are 4 feet wide and 11 feet long. Here we have an old Lionel 1110 locomotive, and as we pan to the right, we are working our way east, and we come to the town of Woodbridge. I bought this Albee's Pharmacy building because Albee was my mom's maiden name, and when I saw this building, I couldn't pass it up. Years ago, a friend gave me this Woodbridge post office building, and that became the inspiration for the name of this town. And as we continue our journey eastward, we pass by this hill, and eventually we'll come to an area where the sawmill is at the east end of the layout. Now, most of the mountain scenery at this end of the layout was built using layers of styrofoam sheets, and then I landscaped the exteriors using cans of spray insulation foam. And as you can see, the bushes and shrubs are made from lichens and landscaping foam. Of course, before I did that, I painted all the styrofoam with a medium brown latex paint. And here's a quick little look at the small sawmill and the little area around it. And here at the east end, the track begins to circle back, and it goes under this overhang of rock, and then under the Marx Bridge, out here into this blinding light. Let's fix that. Okay, good. And then it heads back to the west end again. Now going back to the west end of the layout, we can consider the upper level, which comes across this curved bridge here, and it goes past the little place where the blacksmith does his work. And after that, we come to the little Lionel train station. We also have a couple of homes up here. And then if we take a look over back here, we've got an outhouse that's being ransacked by some critters. Anyway, let's continue working our way to the east end of the layout. And here we have a Marx 3-dome all-state tanker car, and a good old Marx 666 locomotive waiting to take a journey somewhere. And when it does, it'll pass over this Erie Bridge and curve around, heading eastward, and then take another slight curve and head over this good old Marx metal bridge. And at this point, trains coming and going will pass by this little homestead on top of the mountain. Then, after this homestead, we come to the next curved bridge that takes us to the next town at the east end of the layout. The name of this town is White Knuckle. I named it White Knuckle because the buildings and houses are all built into the side of the mountain like they're clinging on for dear life. At this point, trains can come and drop off or pick up materials and other dry goods. And the people that live in the houses above us to the right can use this overhead walkway to come and go as they please. I'll give you a closer look at the precariously placed houses that are built into the side of this mountain. And here we are at the very east end of the layout. The trains that travel this upper level have to make use of the tunnel over here. And just above the portal to this tunnel, I built in a little feature. It's the opening to a mine. I did this in honor of a grandfather of ours that used to be an old prospector. Anyway, this tunnel curves its way through this mountain. The name of this mountain is Cougar Mountain, named after a cougar that prowls this layout. And here's what you might call the back stretch that heads towards the west end of the layout where we began our journey. Now, the old version of this layout had a mountain that had to be dismantled, but I saved as much of it as I could and put it here. And here's a good look at the cougar that the mountain's named after. And as you can see, we have made our way back to the west end of the layout where we began. And now for a few of the special features of this layout. The layout is powered by an American Flyer 190-watt transformer with dual controls. The left one controls the upper level and the right one the lower level. And I set it down below the level of the layout so that when I'm doing filming and stuff, you don't see the transformer in the shots. And then I ran the power lines under the layout, and they come up here and attached to a section of track where they're soldered directly to the track. I decided to make one little section of this layout removable. The reason I did this was because of the 4-foot width of this layout. With that section removed, I can stand here and access this far side anytime I need to work on the landscaping or deal with derailments. This way I'm not knocking over any of the features that I've built into the layout trying to do work over here. I also wanted to keep the power supply to this upper level out of view, so I ran it down the back side, and it comes up here and connects with one of these clip-on connectors. Then if we drop down from here, we can see where I've made an access port for where the power can be run up, and then I can also gain access to the tunnel that's down here on the lower level. So that's my layout, but like most people in this hobby, I've got a lot of unfinished details to do on this still. And I've used a few hillbilly solutions to make things work, but hey, the thing works. That's the important thing, right? Thanks for tuning in.